back to life is our game. Tubes and wires we arrange. Every circuit we exchange. Dusty gears begin to turn. Ancient speakers start to burn. We revive the faded sound, where lost frequencies are found. Through the cracks and through the ground, we revive the faded sound. Crackling tapes and humming noise, broken knobs and shattered joys. Every fix we deploy brings back life to your pride and joys. Dusty gears begin to turn. Ancient speakers start to burn. We revive the faded sound, where lost frequencies are found. Through the cracks and through the ground.
Hi guys, yeah, we've got another one of Burning Out Matthews on the bench, and am I looking forward to it? Not really, no. And I'm going to do a quick assessment, and we need to get the knobs off because, yeah, they've got glove screws in. Sometimes I prefer them with grub screws because at least you have trouble getting the damn things off, as long as you've got a fucking screwdriver to fit the fucking things. There you go. Right. It's a bit fingy, that screwdriver, but it went in. You just turn it round, it just drops into the slot. There you go. Might file that down a bit. Anyway, that's right. This has already had Matthew inside it, so we're not plugging it in. It's got a lead off a vacuum cleaner. There we are. What fuse has it got in it? Can't tell. Doesn't matter because we're not plugging it in. So let's see what a basket case this thing is. Fucking screws are a bit big. Wonder if they're original. Didn't look it. Yeah, this has already had him inside it, so don't think they're original, them screws. It could be. And that one will have to come out when I get the mechanism out. I don't think they are them because there's different types of screws. Some are domed and some are not. So, to get that one in a minute as well. So I can't get to the back of the mechanism to get them. There's one missing out of there. And there's another domed one here. So some of these are not original. Right, can I get my hand down there and pull that one out? Yeah. Right, has it got a cartridge? It has. It has. Right, so that one's not all the way undone. Well, it is, but it's caught on one of the threads. Right. That's it. Right, let's take take the mechanism out. See what's been done with this. I don't think some of these screws are not original. They fucking can't be. It's a bit overkill. Right, so let's see about getting the mechanism out. So reported fault on this is the amplifier's dead. So what we'll do, we'll turn the soldering iron on. Should have done that a minute ago because it's cold. And let's have a look at this. It's full of WD-40 this. You can smell it. Right. I don't think that's been desoldered. While we're waiting for the iron, let's get me undo a tool. This is a PYE doings. It's a P125, but I can't find the service manual for it. Which means if I can't find the service manual, I probably haven't got it. So, I'm going to have to figure out what he's done and then put everything back to how it should be. Try to. Try to put everything back. The output transformer in this is actually attached to the speaker. So we're going to just clip the wires so we know where they all go when it comes back, putting it back together. Unless it unplugs inside, which I doubt. Right. So we can leave the speaker connected. Hang on. There's two fucking screws here as well. Two nuts here. Let's see those. Hold the mains transformer down. Don't know why people mess if they haven't got a clue what they're fucking doing. I'm only looking because it's here. Otherwise I fucking wouldn't be. There you go, come out you. There you go, come here. Right. Disconnect the record player motor. Right, I'm going to disconnect this from the deck. I'm going to just cut the printing thing. Fucking solders. Let's just pull this out first, see if it unplugs. Sometimes these fuckers unplug. Really? Really? Right. Them fucking screws go all the way through? No, they don't, so in that case, fuck it. Just clip it. There you go. Get the fucking deck out of my way. Get this fucking thing out of my way. Right, so this is undone. So yeah, really, let's take the valves out. We don't break them. EL90 and ECC. Undo that cord retainer, that's not original, he's put that in. There you go, that's the cord. Right. So how the fuck I was supposed to get this cunting chassis out? Because you've got supposed to just lift out. Ah, there we go. See, what about these transformer wires? Right. Well, we've got a model. We've got a silicon rectifier in there that can be replaced. It's a bit of a bodge up this, to be honest. It's a bit of a codge up this, to be honest, guys. Yeah. Yeah. This is a full wave rectifier. Yeah, it is, I think. Yeah. Plus and minus, and them two are from HT. Right, well, I'll have to replace that because they're known for fucking up them rectifiers. Right. I don't know what this cap here is or what it should have been because I've not got any fucking... Is that a 2-section cap that was in there or a 3? It looks like it was a 3. Sorry, a 2. Right. Well, what we'll do, we'll clip the wires off the transformer and then we know where they all go. If we clip them, then we don't have a problem. One, two, three, 4. Right, there we go. Pop that there for a minute. Get the changer and the fucking box of screws. We'll leave the valves out because we may need those. Right. Mind you, we can't do much with the fucking valves because we've got to get the fucking thing working. I think it's going to be another, what do you call it, this, because when they're being bodged up, they're being bodged up and there's no getting away from it really. Fucking lid doesn't even sit straight on that one. That lid doesn't even sit straight because the hinges are bent, I think. Yeah, it doesn't even pull it together. Doesn't even pull it together. There we go. Right. We'll see what we can do about it. That won't lock. That won't lock, fuck it. Let's shift this out of the way. We'll see what Right, we know it's a PYE amplifier, and it's a P125, but I don't actually have the information. Right, so we need to change. First thing that's got to go is this metal rectifier. Got to get rid of that. That's the first thing that's got to go. Let's put the valves out of the way. Right, that's the first thing that's got to go. But I want to look at all this. Right, so capacitor there. This should be a pretty good record player once it's working. That resistor's new, he's put a new resistor in there. See, that's why I need the manual, you see, because I don't know what the fuck he's done. I'm not happy with the way this is here. I mean, $15 UF, it should be that should be a 25 or something around that region. Shouldn't be 15. I don't think so. Right, well, I'm not happy with it, but that being said, I think we've got a wire off there. What's this transformer being used for? Got a wire there going to the on-off switch from the output transformer. Why would we have a wire going from the on-off switch to the output transformer? This is very compact. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to snip. Right, these two are from the. Right, these two are from the. These two. Right, so let's have a look what's happening here. Right. That must be a ground. That goes to that pin of the valve. We need to know what the valve. We need to know how they're dealing with it. But that green wire there, if we clip that, then we know where wires go, you see. This is the, so, I don't understand why, I don't get why. Or is this a fucking, what the fuck's this transformer for? Is it, I don't think that's the mains transformer, it's too small. Could be. Could be. But we need to get this fucking rectifier out, then we can see what we're doing. So we can snip that wire there and we know where they go. And we've got a black wire there, and on that pin there we've got a resistor. So see if we can desolder the resistor, and the resistor is on the plus side. There you go. Right. And there's a wire there which goes to that blue wire there. So that blue wire, clip that black there. Now let's try and get the rectifier off the chassis, and we'll see we'll have a bit of room then. There you go. Have a bit of room once we've got rid of this fucking dirty big rectifier. We will have to put another rectifier in. It'll have to be a solid state one with a resistor. There you go. Need to put a resistor in to drop it. So, here goes. Right, there's your rectifier. Right, you're never going to get one of them, and that's going to be added, they always are. Now I can see a bit in there now. Right, so that wire, so let's see where, right, I need to follow all this wire here, this white wire here. Let's pull this fucking tape off. There. Well, black wire is going to be ground. It's going to be ground. Yeah, it goes there. The red wire goes to here. Red wire goes to there. Blue wire goes to one of these capacitors. The blue wire goes to the 33 UF, goes to that. Right, so that's okay. That black wire went to the rectifier with that resistor. That's if it's right. The white wire goes to, the white wire doesn't go to the on off switch, it goes to the valve, goes to the EL90, goes to that. The red wire goes to this cap, and then these two resistors, so we're going to have to, so what I need to do really, I need to find out, right, so what we need to do a bit of remedial work. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get some tag strip, I've got some somewhere. You find me tag strip, and I want to mount these caps here. We can use them holes for the rectifier, or one of them anyway. Right, so just so it's not in our way, let's get this fucking power lead off, because that's a bit in my way, to be honest. There you go, one off. There you go. See, I don't know when this was made. It's made late 50s. Put the power lead out of the way down there. There we go. Alright, this is late 50s this. So that's your mains transformer there. Right, and the rectifier, that's not too difficult to sort out. That's not, but I don't like these here. I mean, they're a mess. I mean, they're a mess. They need to go on a tag strip. And I can't remember where my tag strips are, but I've got them somewhere. I think actually they're in one of these fucking little trays. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right, I'm sure they're in one of these little trays. I'm sure they are, but I know I've got some. No. There caps. It's not. Okay. So let's bring the fucking trays down, and I can bring them to me instead of fucking about up there. Let's bring these down here. I'm thinking of screwing this actually. Hang on a minute. Hang on, I'm not quite in my chair. There we go. I'm thinking of screwing this to the wall there. This because I think it's got hooks on it, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. They're all separate trays, these actually. They're all separate trays, these. They come apart and slide together. Right, where's my glasses? Now I know I bought some tag strips, but I can't remember what I did with them. We go together like lama 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 ding dong. Yeah. What are these? 2 for 2, 25 ohms. 25 ohms. They're all 25 ohms. But we have got some. Resistors. Barrel jacks. Their capacitors are in there. Capacitors. Capacitors, what are these ones? 33. These ones should be 47s. They are. Crap. We go together like rama lama lama ding dong. Do 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 do. Capacitors, transistors, nothing. Ferrite cores. So they're not in there. Wonder where I put them. Let's put that back on the windowsill. There we go. Wonder where I put them. Let's have a look in my component drawer. See if they're in here. I know I bought some. I did get some, guys. I can't remember when. I've not used them for ages, but I know I bought some. I know there is some in here somewhere. Got one here. Is this one? There's one. That's off a record player. But it might work. Might be able to use that. We'll have a look. I mean, if it's all we've got. There's another one there. One of them 47 UF. Brand new components, I've just never used them. Or whatever they were in, they were scrapped. Oh, we go together. What are these? 47 UF. 400 volt. I mean, they've got loads of fucking stuff, it's scattered everywhere. One of the bulbs. Loads of shit scattered everywhere. I don't know where my tag strips are, I might have to order some. So if I do, we'll put this, I can see if I put it into this, so just see. I don't think there's any in there. No. No, let's try that in this one. If not, we'll just use that one we fished out. There's another way, here we are. Brand new ones. Said I had some, didn't I, guys? You know me, when I say I've got something, I've got something. There we go. Put that back in there. Put that back in there. Don't need that fucker out now. We've got some brand new tag strip. Right. So the blue wire, so we need the pencils. Where's my pencil case? Well, my pencil's down here, innit? But yeah, there's my pencil. If I can fucking reach down. There you go. We're here, right. So, right, so what we need to do is, if I can zoom in a bit, zoom in. Where's the zoomer inner? There it is. Right, so we can zoom in. That should do us. There we go. Right. So what we need to do is write down. Right. So right. There's our smoother. Let's fucking do a bigger circle. Let's get one of these. Let's get one of these, and I can fucking draw around it. There you go. Right, so the can is ground. So ground. So we're going to put a terminal here, and we'll put a terminal here as a triangle. There we go. Now we'll say that this triangle, we'll say that the square is 33 UF. So 3 U F. 33 microfarad. Now we know we're putting 400 volts in, that's what it's got on it anyway. And this one is 15. Well, I don't think it should be 15, I think it should be 25, so we're going to put 25 U F. So 33, 25 UF. Now let's work out. Now our blue wire, blue, goes to the output transformer. Yeah. Our blue wire goes to the 33 UF, so it goes to the output transformer, so it's blue. So what's the output TX, output transformer, then our it also goes to our 33 UF, which is right. Then we've got our 15 UF, which goes to our resistor. I don't know what the resistors, I can't do the colour code, I'm useless at it, but it doesn't matter, it's the biggest bloody resistor and it's a new one as well. So our resistor call it R1 for the sake of it, because there's no manual. That goes to one side of our resistor, the other side goes to that black wire to the rectifier. That's right. And we've got the rectifier there, which we've clipped. Oh no, the resistor goes, yeah it does. There's two black wires. Yeah, so that one goes to this side of the rectifier. And the other one, there's another black wire somewhere, thin one. There's a thin black wire somewhere. Where is he gone? Has he fell off? I snipped it off the fucking... So there to the rectifier. That goes to the rectifier. Oh, where's that fucking thin black... Oh, there it is. Thin black wire there. See where he goes. I mean, these wires are ready to fall off here, that's why I'm writing them down. This, that red wire, that got that black goes to that blue. So blue and thin black. Thin black. Now R1 goes to the green wire. So we're coming off R1. R1 is R1 and green. Green wire. R1. R1's going to the rec, going to diode, so just put D. Green goes to D because the oh no, green, yeah, the end of the resistor goes to green. The other side, that black, goes to the resistor. Yeah. Yeah, the other side, that black goes to the resistor. We can work all this out because this is where he's soldered around. He hasn't soldered this or this or this. You can tell he's been at this. So right, so ground. Right, green wire goes to the diode. This green wire here does. It goes to ground as well, so that must be a ground connection. That must be part. That goes to. That eventually goes up to the valve. To the EWC83, is it, or 82? It tells us on the top. EWC82. You could put an EWC83 in there, get a bit more gain, make it louder. Right, so that's good. Don't worry about the switches, don't worry about them, they don't concern us. So what we need to do, let's make sure you can all see this, you can. Right, what we need to do is take the capacitors off here and put them on the tag strip. Well, I'm not fucking about with them because they're going to be, the wires have been cut, not going to be cut to the right length I need them. So we need a tag strip with two capacitors. So what we'll try and do is we'll try and I don't know whether to, yeah, we'll do this side. Do this side. using wires can have a cap there, a grounds there and a cap there. Yeah. Why did he always fucking snap there like that? Turn these two pins up so it doesn't fall out. They always snap on where they connect on. Fucking arseholes. So what I'll do, I'll bend that back now. What'll happen now, that'll keep that compressed. Oops, I've just broken that. So if I hold that there, and then I go there we go. That'll do us. There you go. Right, why don't you just do that in the fucking first place? So now what we need to do is chop out all his fucking handiwork, unhandiwork even. So we're going to clip this. So we're just going to clip these and we know where they... In fact, no, what we'll do, we'll actually make up our capacitor block first. Make up what we want to put in there first. So let's get a... Get a 30, get a 33 and a 22. Right, so what we can do here, here. Now what we can do, we can join, we can put them two, so we can put one there, Yeah, what did you think of my chat with Andy last night? No, let me know in the comments on chat with Andy if you think it's a bit near the bone, or, you know, if you think I overstepped the mark or anything, then let me know, because we can deal with it then. You know, I can... The dance set's done. I played a full Cliff Richard on it today. And a full 12-inch Cliff Richard, and it played absolutely beautiful. Full Cliff Richard album, and it played absolutely beautiful, guys. It sounded really good. Well, for a dance set, because you all know my opinion of dance sets. And the shit. Good money earners, like, you know. Good at making you a few bob. The crap. I don't understand how people pay that kind of money for them. I mean, you know, I mean, I can't work out why people actually want to pay that kind of money. I mean, you know, when you can have something decent like a fucking, you know, a Bush SRP 31 or a 41 or a 51 or anything like that. You know, and you can get them a lot cheaper and they're better machines, and the hackers. You know. So what we'll do, we'll tighten all them on there. Good mechanical connection, there we go. Got a good mechanical connection there. Then all we do is we get the 22 which we're putting in. I've got an itchy back. And put our 22 in. Put it straight. Yeah. I was talking to Matthew the other day. He said, "How come I've not seen any videos of my stuff being done?" I said, "Because it's, to be honest," I said, "it's shit." Not put too fine a point on it. Junk. I mean, bend this around. Now we can clip that bit off. About there. Then all we do, it's going to be a few parts. This I'll have to try and find a circuit for it. Make sure that everything's right. I mean, what I do will be right. But I can only do what I can do. I can't do you know, if there's something that he's done and it's not right. That's why I'd like to have the manual. I mean, this amp was probably used in something else. So now what we'll do, we'll lie that flat there. And as you can see, we've got our capacitor block made up. All we need to do is solder it now. There's the solder, piece of it. That'll do us. Get the soldering iron cleaner. Yeah, this iron's been working great since I've been turned it down a bit. There you go. Yeah, I was having trouble with it, but it's been alright since I've been using it at a lower temperature. Probably because that's what it needed. Right, so that's our resistor, that's our capacitors made up. And that's nice and neat now. And what we'll do with that, guys, what we'll do with that, we'll mount that. What we'll do, let's take this fucking junk out. I'm happy, hope you're happy too. One flash of light, but no smoking. I never done bad things, I never done good things, I never did anything out of the blue. Oh. So we'll leave that resistor where it is for a minute because I'm going to move that. But we'll leave it where it is for a minute. Now what we need to do, we may need to turn the iron up here because we've got to get these capacitors off this. There's one. There you go. Right, so let's turn this round so we can see what we're working with now. Now if I get this transformer, so we'll use this transformer to balance this. Probably not. No. Fuck it, we'll Right, what I want to do, guys, I want to put the... See, I can mount this either there. We've got to think of the rectifier, or we can mount it here, guys. You know, it can go there, and I don't see why not. So we can mount this because we can solder to this stuff. So scrape the crap off the top, get down to good stuff. We can solder to this stuff. That's it. And that'll go there, you see. Spot on. It's spot on. Well, I've got a sanding block here. I can rest it on that. There we go. Now, solder. Solder. Let's turn the iron up. Get some heat into that. Some heat into that. Now I'll get this. I can either put it that way or that way. I'm going to put it that way. The reason why, you look at that, it's already on there already and I haven't even fucking... I hope it does stick. You don't usually have trouble. No, it's not fucking sticking. I wonder if it's because I've actually done it while it's cold. Scrape this crap off. There you go. No, I don't have any trouble usually soldering to this stuff. It's already fucking soldered to. Somebody's... I mean, the manufacturers did it. There you go. Right, so now if I put me on there and get that so it's flat. Let that cool down now. Then we'll see if it sticks. If it doesn't, we'll drill a fucking hole in that cunt. Right, so what we'll do, yeah. Yep. We just had to clean the crap off that. And now it's hot enough. Turn that back down now. There you go. Right, yeah, because that's not going to go anywhere, that, guys. That's stuck like the proverbial. So see, it was soldered there. So, and it was always soldered there because it's got original factory flux. Right, now we need to find a rectifier that we can put in. We can mount a rectifier on here, and this is a double wave. This is a full wave rectifier, so that's what we need to put in. So this one here is positive, this one here is negative, and the two middle ones are your transformer. Yeah, because there's your wiggly line. So that's how that's done. So right, I don't actually have any. I might try and open this actually and try and use this box. Try and find, let's have a look in my drawer, see if I've got any rectifiers about that size. If not, I can always order one in. But it's always nice to, hang on a minute. Where's my fucking box of diodes? I've got a box of diodes somewhere, I don't know where they are, but they're in the kitchen. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's turn that down. Bear with me. Hi guys, we're back. Right, so what we want to do, shit, bear with me a minute. Oh. Just have to quickly sort something out. There we go. Oh. Prop it up against there. There we go. There we go. Right. Right, well I've managed to get the paperwork for this. Don't know whether we've got any, see if we've got any rectifiers. See what's happening here. I don't know. Right, so we've got any rectifiers in this. Let's zoom out a minute. See if we've got any rectifiers. Yeah, we have. What the hell's that? Fuse holder. Yeah, we've got a whole range of them. One of these will probably work. Yeah, one of them will probably work. They're a through old job, but it'll probably work. What are these transistors? Transistors and all sorts, and didn't see them. Diodes, well this is mainly diodes. Fuse holders, there's a few regulators. Yeah. All sorts of shit in here, guys. All sorts of useful stuff. So I need to find somewhere to put that. For now, I'll put it there. Go there for now. Right, so let's have a look at the paperwork. Right, now I managed to get the paperwork. Managed to get the manual for this. So let's have a look, shall we? Just consult the paperwork. This is actually the part of the PYE PLAYBOY. Models P125 sorry, and PE125. Right. So for the amplifier, the valve line-up, mains input is 235 volts, measurements are taken with an AVO, Model 8 meter, Model 8, Model 8 instrument, which is a reference of 20,000 ohms per volt. Right, so valve 1 is AF amplifier ECC822. Valve 1B is AF amplifier, so they're using both sides of that. Is ECC, is obviously an ECC82. Output is valve 2 is the output pentode, which is an EL90 or a 6AQ5. Right. And metal rectifier, yeah. Rectifier current is the voltage from the rectifier is 250 volts. Rectifier current is 41.74 milliamp. So we're going to have to put a resistor in with that as well for the modern replacement. Now, let's get the stapler, because we can staple this because it's the full manual. So get the stapler and staple the bloody thing together. I've just been watching a video on YouTube about a guy who spent the night in a skip. A homemade skip he made out of wood. He decided to spend the night in it. Weird. Right, so now that's all together now. I've got this manual, guys, off a vinyl engine. Right, so so it uses a pickup, uses a crystal cartridge TC8M, which is medium, not mono, it stands for medium output, because it doesn't need anything high. To change 4-speed pulley, yes. Gram motor, yeah, we don't need to know any of that. Here's, I can zoom in a bit. If I can zoom into you guys, move some of this crap out of the way. There we go. I can move that to there and I can zoom in. You can all have a look at the book. Right, this is your chassis here. That's behind it in the record player, that's the bottom of it. Underneath view, that's the top view. So that's the front view, the top view, the back view, top view, underneath view. That's your idler drive, that's a UA8 in this. That's pretty much it, valve based connections. Ooh, pardon me guys. Right, here's the schematic diagram, and this actually for once in a lifetime, this is actually a good manual from Vinyl Engine. Because the last one we got was from Hi-Fi Engine for the cassette deck, and for the Akai cassette deck, and it was pants. So what we'll do, we'll come in and we'll look at the paperwork, we'll look at the circuit, that'll do us. Now maybe come a bit further. Right, this is a pretty well made record player. It's not the usual crap like dance sets. Right, this is no dance set, guys, this is properly made, this is a well made thing. They called them condensers back then, not capacitors. Right, and C5 and C4 is your electrolytic, and Yeah, C5 is 16 UF and C6 is 32 UF. Well, we're putting a 32 in, but we're putting a 22 in place of that. Right. Transformers, yeah, specificate. Does it tell us what the micro Henrys is? No, I can't make that out. Anyway, crucially, we can make out the circuit. That's easy. So AC coming. We've got AC here. So this is your switch here. That's your gram motor, as they call it. That's your 250 volt AC or 200 volts AC, depending on. Some of them can be 110 volts or 120, 100 volts, 120 volts, depending on the market they're made for. Anyway, we're only concentrating on this section here. That there doesn't matter. We're only concentrating on this section here. So we're coming off the secondary, and that's our secondary winding there. Put an S, because that's our P there. Put a P. That's our primary winding there, T1. Our secondary winding. Now we're going up. We're coming off here. This is going to be plus. It's going to be minus, I would have thought. And then we're coming up, and we've got C6 there, which is marked. C6 is an electrolytic. Now where's C6 on the board? I didn't see C6. Do we have another? Because we've got C6 is an electrolytic, and do we actually have a layout of the board itself? Sorry, the chassis. Do we actually have a layout? Don't think we do. Well, we do. It just shows us here, but not very clear. Not very clear on it, to be honest. But it just shows here. There's C5 and C6. That's C5 and C6 are two electrolytics. I thought fucking C4. There's the valves. Yeah, C5 and C6. Oh yeah. Right, so tells us all the values here. Yeah, C5 is 16 UF. We're putting a 22 in it, and C6 is 32 UF, and they're both at they're both at 100, and they're both at 275 volts. Now this should be pretty simple. This should be pretty simple. Alright, so you've got the plus of your metal rectifier coming out here, and we're feeding R12, R11, T2, and we're going into valve 2, which is our output pentode, and the heater's there, And on this one they're using 2 heaters, they're doubling up the heaters, so they're going to be using 12 volts there, I would have thought, to double, because the heaters, they're using them in series, they're using both heaters in the valve, because obviously they're using both sides of the valve. And there's C5. C5 is what they're using for a cathode. They're not using. No, they're not. No, they're not using. As far as I can see from here. No, they're not using a coupling capacitor for the cathode. It must be directly coupled. Got R10 which goes to there. Oh, hang on. Yeah, R10, it comes down, goes to the LS, which is loudspeaker. So, weird. Anyway, the input, there's your pickup there. That'll be your cartridge. Your input to the amp, that'll be your volume control, which will be R1, which is your volume control. And I would imagine somewhere around here there'll be R2, which will be your tone control, wherever they've decided to stash that. Can we find a tone control? It has got one. Let's see what it tells us. 1 meg volume control. Yeah, I was right about that. 2 meg tone control. 2 meg tone control. So R1 is your 1 meg, and R5, sorry, R6 is your tone control. So wherever R6 is, that's what that's your tone control. It should have a line going on it like that, so it's not going to be that hard to. There it is. There it is. It's actually R5. Yeah, R5. I mistook it there for R6, which is a 1 meg resistor. It's R5, which is there, so that's. So your volume control is there, your tone control is here. There's tone control, and that's fed into. That'll be the volume control. Will be fed into the first control grid, into the control grid of valve 1A, and your tone control is fed into. Your tone control, yeah, it's fed into the anode. Sorry, it's fed into the grid. It's fed into the grid of R5, which is here. Fed into the grid of valve 1B, which is here. So this is valve 1B, this is your ECC82, this is your EL90. Yeah, so pretty simple. Now all we need to do is look at the chassis. So there's the circuit in case we need to refer to it. So we've got the paperwork, which is always nice. So now let's bring the chassis back to the bench. Now we've got this here, and what we'll do for now, we'll fold those capacitors down out of the way for a minute, so that way we're not going to disturb them, damage anything. Right, and this resistor, I want to see what this resistor here is, so let's have a look where that comes. It comes off your rectifier somewhere. That comes off It came off the rectifier here. That came off here, this pin here, which is the plus. So it's going to be R12. It's going to be R12, so if we look at R12, so we'll look at R12, they're hard to see. Yeah, that's your voltage selector. It's not on this one. We don't seem to have that on this, but don't worry about that. Right. Resistor shown in solid black. There's a metal rectifier. Well, it shows the underneath, because I really need to see the underneath, because I need to know what that resistor is. Right, so, well, it's not there, it's not on the top there, I can just see them. There's R10, there's 10. There's 10. I can't see 11. It doesn't show us. That's your on-off switch, that's the volume. It doesn't show us, guys, where oh, there it is, R12. Yeah, that's what I said there, it's underneath the rectifier, it's R12. There it is, R12. So let's see what R12 actually is. So R12 is a 6.3K. Yeah, 6.3K. Sorry, 6.8. So let's see what this one is. Right, we're going to be very, what do you call it here? We're going to just use this test tool. We're going to use the peak component analyzer, the automatic passive component analyzer for measuring this. Why? Because it says getting the meter out. And I can just use this because it's simpler and quicker for me. $67.12K. That's definitely out. So that's definitely wrong, isn't it? That's definitely wrong. It should be 6.8. Not 67. So that's definitely not right. That's definitely too high. 67.11K. So that's too high. So that needs to be replaced. So we need to know. So now we'll go to the phone. So we'll go to so 67, so 6.3 would be 6 That will be blue. Blue, what's this one? Blue, grey, blue, grey, orange. Yeah, 68k. That's too fucking high. That's wrong. So we need I don't know what colours they fucking are, 6 point. I need to find out. So it's so 3.6k, that will be free. So that would be free. So that would be free. That's all 0.3. So that would be free. So we've got a fucking 0.3. So that's 30k. That's 30 ohms. That's 3k. That's 3k ohms. So 3k ohms is orange. So we want set 3.6. Want 3k6. That's 30 mega ohms. $33k. What's red? Now 3.3k, 3.30. So I'll go for 33, 30, 3k. I could probably put, what did I say it was, 6, didn't I? So if I go for 6, go for 6k, I could probably put a 6k one in there. I could probably get away with a 6k. Let's have a look what it is. Yeah, 6.800. So I could probably get away with. See, I don't know how you get to a decimal point on this. There's your tolerance. What about this? They don't have any effect to it. 6K. I don't know how you get to 6.3 because I don't know how you do get a decimal point on here. Let's try. Let's try 6.3. Six 6.8, that's it. 6.80. So it should be blue. It's supposed to be blue, grey and red, not blue, grey and orange. So blue, grey and red. So we'll make a note of that. Save us looking for things. Right, so walk right on our paperwork. Right, so 12, 6.800. So yeah, it's wrong. That's definitely wrong, that, guys. Right, so put that there for a minute. Right, so that's the only one he has replaced. He's replaced a couple of capacitors here. He's replaced that one there. He's replaced that. And there's fucking one buried down there. This goes to the tone control. He's replaced that. And where does it go from there? Goes to the valve pin. Don't know what he's putting in place of those. I've not got a clue. So we need to see what they are. So the ones, so we've got one going from the tone control. So come back to the paperwork. Back to the paperwork. Now let's have a look. Right, so from the tone control. Right, so it's there's your volume. No, it ain't, that's your tone there. So C1, it could either be C1 or C2. I think it's C1. Yeah. I think it's C1. So what's C1? It's a point a 002 UF tubular, and C2 is 100 PF polystyrene. Right, so we need to put in let's see what this, see if this capacitor, see if this passive component reader can read that low. If it can, we can actually check. Right, well, let's just see what this, right, this one here, let's see what this one here is, see what you put in. We can clip onto that there, and then clip to there. Might not read it in the circuit, but we'll give it a go, why not, eh? And for a penny and for a pound, as they say. Yeah, 997, and what did I say? This is reading it as PF. So, yeah, 100 UF, 0.02 UF, 0.02 UF. Yeah, I'll probably replace it anyway. I'll probably replace that. Have I got any 0.02 UF? I mean, nowadays certain values are not available. Get these out because we might need the wire kit. I want to have a look, see what we've got. What have we got in our kit here? 10NF 150. See, these are all listed in NF, not microfarad. 10NF, I think that's 1 microfarad in it. I'll have to get my capacitance chart out, but we'll leave these out because we're going to probably need some of them. And the rest of the stuff can go back on the shelf, really. The rest of the stuff can just go back up there. Back on the shelf. Up on the shelf. It can go. Put the wire kit up there out the way as well for now. There we go. So we're going to replace C1, C2. Let's see what. Right, let's see where C2's going. Right, let's have a look. There we go. Right, so capacitors, it doesn't tell you what they're in, but there's. See, it's hard to see, but we've got C3 there and C. Don't know what that one is. It's not showing us absolutely everything. Oh, hang on, there's C. There's C5. There's C1. C1. We're better off referring to just a circuit, I think, because right. So we've got that one on the tone control, and it goes to 3, 4. Does it? Let's just count the valve pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's right. Let's do it again, because they're buried. That's the problem with PYE circuits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 2 pins there. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be because of the heater. That's a heater pin. They're supposed to short. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pin 6. So it's going to pin 6. So it's coming off the tone control, which is here, and it goes to pin 6. So that I think is a C3. No. No, it's not. No, my mistake. Right, so that's your volume control. Oh, hang on. Right. Why have I put a V there for fucking... Yeah. So R5 is your tone. Whereas... There's R1, that's volume there, not up there. That's here. Volume control. Right, so... And your volume control is on your on off, it usually is. That's going into there, it could be. Right, so there's our one volume. Then we've got C1 going to R4. And then going into the volume control. Then you've got C. And you've got C2. You've got C2. You've got C2. So I don't know whether they're using the on-off and volume or tone and volume or tone and on-off, because the thing didn't bloody work when it came in. Right, we've got that tubular one there. The tubular one which is coming off the valve. It's coming off the output valve. Yeah. That's coming off the output valve. Right, so we've got this one here, which is coming off pin 6, the valve of the ECC82, and it's coming onto this side of this controller, which I presume is the tone. I'm assuming it's the tone control. So right, let's just have a look at the thing again, see which it will tell me which is R1 and R1 and R5. So let's just have a quick look at this, because you can just make them out, I believe. So there's R1, which is the volume control, and R5, which is the tone control. So we're looking at the tone control, which is this one, which is R5. So that's the tone control, and we've got a resistor, we've got a capacitor coming off the wiper, which is it's not showing a capacitor coming off the wiper here. It's showing it there. There's your volume, there's your tone control, there's your volume, there's your tone, there's your wiper. Oh, unless it's C2 here. Yep. C2 is going from there. So where's C2 going on here? C2 is going up. And ouch, hurt my finger. C2 is going up there and coming down here. Right, so, and that's R9. C4 there going into the anode of valve 2. Right, this is weird. Right, so valve 1, R1 going into, it's going straight from the pickup, it's going straight in, to the grid of the A section of valve 1. Right. So what's R9? R9 is 47k. 47k, sorry. R9 is 47k, which I believe is this fucker here. So if I clip onto there, where's my other clip? Try not to tie my meter up in knots. And then clip onto there. Sorry. Clip onto there. That should tell us what that resistor is. It should be R9. Oh, 280.2 ohms. That's not R9, because R9 is 470k. So 470k. Right. Sure. That's your 1 mega ohm there. Let's test 1 mega ohm. That's 1 mega ohm there. That should be 1 meg. It's testing the capacitor. That's 1 mega ohm anyway. There we go. There you go. Right, well, I think my fucking glasses have fucking got a mark on them now. There we go. Now, I could really do. Right, so C3 is going to R9 and it's coming off R8, and R8 goes to the second anode of the ECC82. Right, so the second anode. So I think, and it should be, I keep losing my track, hang on, so there's C3, which I think is right. I think C2, yeah, that's C2 there, and that goes to the wiper. Goes to the junction of the wiper and R6. So goes to the junction of the wiper and R6. Yeah, there's a lot of work to do here, guys. There's a lot of work to do here. So let's find R6 if I can. Right, R6. R6 is right there. R6 is that fucker there, coming off the wiper of the tone control, and we've got C3 going to there, and I think C8, I can't see that one. See what that is. Fucking emails at this time of the night. I know my parcel's being delivered. Right. Let's get the camera. We'll see if we can take a snapshot. Get a clearer view of this lot. I could probably look at it on the computer and see it, but let's see if I can. Oh, get off. There we go. C3 and C1, and R6 is right in the middle of them. Right, so yeah, C3 and C1 and R6 is right in the middle there. So let's see what R6 should be. I may have to get the meter out for this because I don't think I'll be able to clip this little thing on. Right. So R6 should be 1 meg ohm. R6 should be our 1 meg ohm. Yeah, which is that one there. We couldn't measure that before with the meter. It measured as the. Oh, hang on. Let's get the meter. We'll use the meter for this. Yeah, we'll use the meter. The ZOE. This is the ZOE ZT702S digital oscilloscope meter. It's a brilliant little bit of kit. Right, so let's just test. Let's zoom out a bit. There you go. So we can move the meter back a bit so I can let you guys in on the secret. Hang on, I've got an itchy leg. Just above me bollocks. Right. So our 1 meg ohm is there, and oh, hang on. There you go. I always forget to do that. Yeah. Yeah, 1 meg ohm. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Yeah, that's 1 meg. That's good enough. That's okay. And the capacitor going to that. So we know that R6 is the 1 meg, which it is. R6, that's our 1 meg, so we'll put, what we'll do, we'll make notes on the paperwork, because I can always print another copy of it off, so that's 1 meg. So R6 is 1 meg, 1M, that'll do, 1 meg, 1 meg ohm. And C1, sorry, C2, C1, let's have a look, C see, I want to look at, see what this fucker down here is. The one going to the, right, we're not really getting any fucking anything nearer there. See, I can't, there we go. Right, so that one goes from, right, that's going from one side of the tone control. It's going from one side of the tone control to pin 7 of the EWC83, EWC82. So that's going to be C1. And C1, it tells us here anyway. C1, I don't need to mark them, do it fucking written there, dopey bastard. And C1 is 0.02 UF at 150 volts. So we need to look at what that is. All my testers tend to read them all in fucking PF and NF and fucking, unless there's a certain fucking, until they get to a certain fucking level, that's how it does it. Right, turn the meter off. There we go. Right, that's how it does it. Right, so we can look at the rectifier. We're going to need, I wonder if I can open this and use this, because it's no use of any kind anyway, so I wonder if I can open this and recycle it. So if I can now get that, see, I can't get that one there. Oh yeah, there we go, we've got it. So if I can unwrap this and get the rectifier out of there, I might be able to use this and install a new rectifier into it. There you go. So if I can just, there you go. Yeah, these seleniums, it's probably what the problem was with this. Right, so we're not going to throw that away just yet, because we need to know that it came out that way. So it came out that way. So that's plus. Yeah, that's plus, which is going into, yes, that's plus. Can I mark it on here? Probably not. Just about minus. Yeah. And in the middle is AC. Right. So Let's see if we can where's our rectifier that we want to use? There it is. Might be too fucking small. That being said, I'd like to put that in there. Could probably shim it with something. You know, if I had some epoxy, we could have filled that with epoxy. So if I close that up, so let's straighten that out because that's bent. There you go. It would help if I could get that straight. Now let's open that one again. And yeah, let's open that one up. Bend that one in. There you go. Bring that down. That's it. Pretty much. So if we get that there now. I have to tap them back over. I'm not doing that this time of night. It's too late. That's one over. That's that over. And then this one. Bend over. That should just push over. I'm not hitting it with anything, it's too fucking late. So we'll just get the pliers there. And then just squeeze that. Squeeze it. Oh, and then I've gone and bent that now. How have I done that? And squeeze that. Well, that's why I've gone in there. I feel I might end up ruining this. Right, so it's that's it. I've got it back to the near enough the right shape, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Yeah, we'll be able to fit that in there. It'll probably just fit it in there with, don't know. That'll go to the bottom there. If it does, I could put some heat shrink on that. Be nice to pop that in there, wouldn't it? Don't fill that with epoxy and just use the terminals there. That'd be ideal. But no worries. There you go, pull it out. Now we need 120, how many watts the HT voltage? HT voltage, I think is going to be Is this the A version? There's some differences. It just says P125. Let's have a look in my drawer, my component drawer. See if we can find. Oh shit. See if we can find those resistors. And now, right, I think they're 147 ohms. Got some rectifiers there, apart from my dryer, which I never needed because it wasn't a problem. Transistors, voltage regulators. What's in this? Don't know, all sorts. Voltage regulators, capacitors. Oh, I thought that those resistors were here. They're clearly not. They should be in this drawer somewhere. They are here somewhere. Good blimey. Well, that brings back some memories, guys. A little magnet. I had loads of them. I got a load of them. I got them from William Hill Bookies. Sticks to that, and that's whatever that is. They're not in there. Now, where's my resistors? Don't say I've got to buy more. Shit. Nope, not in there. I've got some bulbs onto the floor. Try and find them tomorrow. So I wonder where I put those resistors. It's a brand new switch. The music's alright. BC 558s. Heat shrink. Capacitors. Caps. Fuse holders. All sort of miscellaneous bits in there. All miscellaneous bits in there. Now I won't put that mini disc back in there. Oh, hang on, they could be here. What are 220 ohms there, ones. 220 ohms. I can put one of those in. And put one of them, we might have to put two in actually. We'll get two out anyway, but I think we might be alright with one, but we'll get two out. I'll put them back there. Need to order some more of those because I've not got many of them left. Alright, so these are 220 ohm. We'll just double check them, should be right. Should be as near as damn it. We'll use the peak passive component analyzer to do this. Going to bed soon. Yeah, 218. What does it say? It was 220. There you go. So yeah, we'll put one of those in. Yeah, we only need. Yeah, it just has to come across. It just comes off the AC here into the rectifier. Probably put it across there. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to call this part one of the PYE. You may as well get it uploaded. We'll call this part one of the PYE P125 Playboy. That's what this thing is. So let's turn this on now. Because I really need to go to bed now, guys. Right, like, share, subscribe, buy me a coffee if you want to, and I will be back this way later. Thank you very much, guys and girls. Bye for now.
Vintage audio repair is our main. Bringing old electronics back to life is our game. Tubes and wires we arrange. Every circuit we exchange. Dusty gears begin to turn. Ancient speakers start to burn. We revive the faded sound where lost frequencies are found. Through the cracks and through the ground, we revive the faded sound. Crackling tapes